Hey, Mark here. I have a really fun giveaway for you. I have 5 digital copies of Sonic the Hedgehog 3 up for grabs. And if you'd like to win a copy, just shoot me a message and be like, hey, Mark, I would like to enter for a chance to win a digital copy of Sonic the Hedgehog because Jim Carrey is great. And this franchise is a lot of fun. Listen to our Sonic the Hedgehog episode that we recorded. I really like this franchise and I'm really happy to be doing a giveaway because, yeah, why not? More Jim Carrey. There's 2 of them. It's great. The Big Blur is back. Buy Sonic the Hedgehog 3 on digital and watch it home now. Team Sonic reunites to face our most formidable foe yet, Shadow, a mysterious hedgehog with unprecedented powers. Critics agree that Sonic 3 is bigger, bolder, and better than ever. Get over 50 minutes of fun-filled featurettes, deleted scenes, and more when you buy Sonic the Hedgehog 3 at participating retailers. Rated PG from Paramount Pictures. Hello and welcome to Movies, Films, and Flicks. I am Mark Hoffmeyer, and joining me is a man who hates it when he's forced to swallow a piece of a knife and then battle 4 superheroes. It's Aaron Neuwirth.
I do hate this, but I'll do it.
Twilight of the Warriors Walled In is awesome. I'm just gonna say that. I've watched it twice because I watched it a while ago. Then I wanted to prep myself for this one, and it rules. That final 4-on-1 fight is just incredible, and the production design's great too in that film.
It's one where the production design is great in that movie. Like that's the kind of pick where that's like an underrated. Like there should be more acknowledgement of how successful that film is at giving you a walled-in location that serves as just the impetus of so much stuff. But that's where I thought that movie was great, and then I watched that. I didn't get lost on the shelf, but obviously there's a lot of other movies I watched it, and then I just started to keep thinking about it. And then the other day I literally ordered it on 4K. So like, why don't I have this? I should have this.
It's for my critic group, I actually put it number 1 on production design because I'm crazy. I'm like,
that's a good pick. That's what I say. Yeah, it makes sense.
And just all the guys, like the 4 dudes that work together, and like even the villain King is just a beast in it. So yeah, that's
the fact that it turns the way it does as far as what the strength the villain has. I'm like, oh, we're doing this now, huh? Okay, right. I think I sent that exact message to you after I finished. Like, watch out for this movie. Like, it takes a turn.
And it just the turn and then they have to make him swallow a blade, and what a movie!
It's nuts. It's a nuts movie. It's great.
I'm ordering the 4K too. I think we settled that. Now I got a really important question before we get going.
Okay, good.
4 people enter a room. Terry Richmond from Rebel Ridge. Okay. Nomi from Shadow Strays. Okay. Don Lee from Roundup Punishment. So Ma Saktu. And then Don Lee's character from Badland Hunters, Nam San. The 4 of them enter a room. Who walks out?
This is a good question.
That's tough, though.
Like, it's tough because I would need to like Terry because he's a disarmer as opposed to a killer. But I don't think he's incapable of killing. But I do wonder if he would have does he have to be pushed to a limit to get to? That's why we need Rebel Ridge 2, Rebel Harder, so we can really get an idea of like what limits he has. If he's like a reacher, or like if he's really pushing the limit, he'll actually execute people. Shadow Strays. The problem there with her, it seems like she's still like, I was like a novice, but she's still in like amateur mode, right? She's still like becoming the assassin that like the big assassin, because like the last fight in that movie, it takes a lot out of her, right? It's like it's a lot of like, it's not just like I'm the best at, like, she's really good obviously, but it's like so now we get to Ma Dong, like it feels like the Roundup, just because like the like the scenario would cater to him because he's like presented always as coolest in the room, that kind of thing. Or like Badland Hunters is more like, I get the job done, I guess. Like it feels, but like I don't have a history with this guy, or I have a history with Roundup. Like it feels like even if he gets injured, he'll still be like, yeah, I'll walk it off. I'll take it in. So I think I'd probably go him. Shadow Strays is like right behind it because she wouldn't give up. Like I'm going with Ma Dong, but it's a tough one. I
mean, in the Roundup, he defeats Bak Chung Ki. I did all the names before we started this, but I had to run around a lot, so I've lost a lot of them. But the villain in Roundup Punishment is a monster with a knife. Like, the guy is like, I think he would take out Homeboy from Dune 2. Like, he's just a throat slicing
brutal dude who Austin Butler would just get the floor wiped. That's just what I think. So the fact that he
Because
can
he's
defeat him,
Mhm.
like,
Yeah.
like I think puts him number one.
Yeah, see, if you put Fade Ralph in there, that shifts the tables a bit because like he's a close quarters edge blade guy. So like I don't know if Terry can deal with that, right?
Yeah.
Like he'd be a little too intense. Or he's like, all right, I don't have the time. He'd probably just leave the. He's like, I don't have time for this. You guys work it out.
I'm gone. Peace.
This is white guy problems over here.
Yeah, that'd be amazing. He walks up to him and just sees him and is like, nah. Wait, nope. He just says nope. Gets out of there. Is it bad that my favorite Austin Butler fight is not in Dune Part 2, but it's in the Bike Riders? When he just walks up to that one biker. Like, so there's a scene where it's the Rogues, and I have the name of the gangs right here. Let me pull it up. It's two different biker gangs, and I have all the names. I have an absurd list of movies. So the Vandals fight the Rogues, but I love when they're kind of talking it out. Tom Hardy's kind of like, "Hey man, like what's going on?"
They've basically solved the situation.
Yeah.
like it's already been de-escalated.
and good old Benny runs up and just levels a dude, and then a fight breaks out, and then it stops when he punches a car window, and everyone's like, "Hey man, like that's not cool." But that's probably my favorite fight that Austin Butler's been in 2024.
It's a fun one. I mean, because I'm thinking also of the bar fight where it's more of he gets just destroyed by two guys, then brings out a blade and then gets destroyed worse. He definitely, in this scenario you've presented, if he walked in, he'd lose right away, no question. He'd
be the first one over the top rope if this was a Royal Rumble.
He has no form. He'd just be like, I guess I'm fighting as I like fighting. He's like, you're not trained for this.
Man, just watching Tom Hardy and Michael Shannon and just the cast of Bike Riders just in a brawl made me really, and like Emery Cohen, just watching them scrap made me really happy. So yeah, my favorite Austin Butler fight of 2024 is in Bike Riders. But yeah,
I've so lost track of where we are. Did we even introduce anything? Like, what are we doing here?
Listen, there's so much. So what we're doing is we're doing a draft of 2024 action scenes, and we just got going on cool movies, which is
I'm all for that.
This is a great year. And so what we're gonna do is we're gonna draft our favorite. This is Aaron Neuwirth, by the way, great writer, great reviewer. Check out all of his stuff. Check out Now with Aaron and Abe, wonderful podcast. I do commentaries on there occasionally, and I jump in for an episode, every 4 or 5 months on a Sunday?
We do one a month. You're on a good hand. You're on at least half of them for the past couple years here.
Yeah, so check that out. Aaron's been a guest on this show as well many times, so look for those episodes. But yeah,
we're talking about one of the greatest action movies of all time next week. Just like for a commentary.
Oh yeah. Oh man. And so yeah, can I say what it is?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, well, Indiana Jones. Raiders of the Lost Ark. I'm sorry, Raiders of the Lost Ark. So
yeah, only Gen Z says Indiana Jones and the Raider of the Lost Ark.
So pay attention for that. And I also invited you for this episode because I know you watch a lot of action movies. So I figured you and I could talk about cool films from Indonesia, Hong Kong, Japan, just all over the world.
I got a list of like 60 movies with different action scenes in them from last year, and I know I'm still missing like at least 10 movies I would have liked to have seen just for the potential of making this list. But I'm doing the best I can here for sure.
All right, so let's jump into it so we can name as many as possible. So what's your first pick?
So there's a draft, right? So we're knocking things out. Well, if if draft wise, I got to get one right out of the way. I got to go big. Furiosa, the War Rig chase.
Yep.
I mean that George Miller comes in 80 years old or whatever, and he's like, "Yeah, I want to follow up Fury Road. It's going to be a little different, but I'm still going to have an epic car chase in it." And so he gives us like chapter 3, I believe, the Stowaway, which is just like 20 minutes of Imperator Jack, right, driving the War Rig down the Fury Road, and the Octoboss, of course, love one of my favorite names in the Mad Max universe, the Octoboss. He's left Dementis, and he's like, I'm gonna do my own thing. And so he raids on the War Rig. And what I love about this sequence is this is the War Rig in its prime. Like in Fury Road, we get the War Rig in its like aged version, right? It's been through shit, so it doesn't have all the features and stuff. It's just like the stripped down version of the War Rig. Furiosa, this is when this thing's been built. We see it shiny clean for the first time. It still has like its
Chrome.
murals on the side of it. It has the back. It has the top, the bobby knocker. What is it called? The bobby knocker.
Yeah.
It has all like it has the cranes on the side. It has all the stuff. It's like when you get the Lego set and you've built it all the way and you haven't lost any pieces yet. And we see this just extended action sequence that's like all these different phases. And it's the best kind of action sequence where it has like a beginning, a middle, and end, so you can like track all the like. It's not just a random assortment of stuff that's all action. There's a plot to this action sequence, and so you follow it. You follow everything going on from the Octobos and his men, his whatever, his underlings, his octolings coming in, trying to get on the war rig. War boys are fighting them off. Eventually, you reveal Furiosa's been stowing away underneath the war rig, trying to make her escape. She loses the motorcycle that she planned to use herself. She has to suddenly help fix the war rig. We the cameras everywhere. We get that great shot where like they're on the ground and they get the parachute going and it lifts off into the air and the camera follows it all in one shot. You get all these little details. It's all so wonderfully choreographed. It's there's these practical vehicles that they're speeding at 60 miles an hour in the deserts in Australia and just making it all look amazing. It's a whole wonderful sequence. It's one of my favorite movies of the year, and obviously a Mad Max movie is going to have and it's only like one of like 5 great action sequences of Furiosa, but this is my favorite one easily. So yeah, the war rig chase. What I'm thinking here.
I think the greatest thing you said was you follow it. She's under it, but then there's a fire. You got to put that out. The thing comes off the top. She's got to put that back on.
Mm-hmm.
Lines get cut. The guy who's under there fixing things gets killed. So then she's left. And then when she and Cormoran strike, I know he has another name, but when the two of them start working together, just the teamwork between the two is incredible.
The guns over each other's shoulders and all the right stuff. It's just great.
I know I call him Cormoran Strike, and he has a real name, but it's Praetorian Jack. Like just the two of them working together. There's a claw machine. There's there's parachutes. There's like a little plane. I mean, a car blows up, lands on top of the car, on top of the war rig. It's just a beautiful scene. Oh my gosh, that's in my list. And also, but I also have what Mary's chase scene in the beginning. That's awesome. And then the attack on the bullet farm. That's great. Also, it
was incredibly hard not to pick the opening chase sequence of Furiosa's mother going after Furiosa. Like it's such a fantastic start to that movie, and it's so like you feel the determination for a character that you do not know. Like, and you're just like, I want to see this woman get her daughter back. It's so great.
Yeah, Charlie Fraser does a lot with her little bit of screen time, and also I love Scrotus. I love Josh Hellman coming back. To come back, but there's so many things you could pick from. But yeah, that I was in the theater watching that. I'm like, this is next level. That's it. Yeah. That was a good first pick. I mean, we had to get that out of the way, right?
It'd be hard to let that sit around, and I'd be worried if you take it right away. So I gotta grab it.
Well, you have a list of 60 things, so it's only fair that you got the first pick. So I'm gonna pick a stupid moment for my first pick.
Okay.
I'm gonna go Badland Hunters because there's a fight in a abandoned water park. The reason I'm picking this though is I initially watched it and my first award was just Don Lee obliterates people in it. I think he sets the record for one punch KOs in it because he's just beating up. It's a post-apocalyptic world. They're looking for some people who are stolen. There's some scientists, blah, blah, blah. He shows up to this post-apocalyptic water park and these people are dealing with slaves. And like they're kidnapping people, forcing them for work, blah, blah, blah. Don Lee starts beating people up. But during the fight, he comes across an old nemesis that he used to box. And his nemesis is like, oh, I'm going to take you out. You just walk to your grave. I'm good at street fighting. Don Lee just punches him right in the stomach. And when I first started boxing in high school, everyone was just headhunters. But I remember the first time a big dude hit me right in the stomach, I thought I was going to die, Aaron. So when Don Lee lands this punch on this guy, and this guy stops and he goes, that really hurts. And then he goes, wait, like he gets hit in the stomach and then he just collapses, but he's like, that really hurts. And then he tells his foe to like, wait, he's like, that really hurt. And then he eventually gets hit in the face. And then before he can get hit again, he just falls down unconscious. But it's the best body punch. Like Don Lee or Ma Dong-seok, like from Train to Busan and Immortals and the Roundup franchise.
Mhm.
He's incredible, but just that body punch in Badland Hunters is probably the funniest, and it's the punch I felt the most. So I felt two things really hard this year, and that's when the guy, we had talked about this, when the guy blows his back out in Hard Truths, and then this body punch. Those are like the two most visceral moments.
The most personal action
Yeah,
moments,
yeah,
the personal action scenes of the year.
yeah,
Hard Truths,
yeah.
Badland Hunters.
Because I've hurt my back many times, and I've also been hit really hard in the gut to where I was just laying on the ground. So I picked that first, Badland Hunters. My guy Don Lee.
I like apocalyptic water park. That's just fun to say. I also like that when you used to go to water parks, they'd have Dippin' Dots, the ice cream of the future. So now when you go to an apocalyptic water park, it just says ice cream. I want someone to make a futuristic sci-fi movie that features just features exactly that joke for only me to get.
Like Dippin' Dots.
It shows you a picture of Dippin' Dots. And it just says ice cream.
The ice cream for now.
Ice cream for now. Exactly. The ice cream for now. All right.
Today's ice cream.
So you went Badland Hunters, and now I'm like, where do I go next with this? And I have some fun options for sure. Do I steal one of what I know is probably one of yours, or do I do this other thing?
We have so many, it doesn't matter. Honestly,
okay.
If you stole one of mine, that means I have a ton of other ones to pick from, and I don't have to stress as much. So
I already went with a favorite movie of the year, so I'll avoid that for now. And I'm gonna go. You know what? I'm gonna go with this. I'm gonna go with maybe the biggest surprise of the year. Bad Boys Ride or Die. Reggie Strikes Back.
Yeah.
Reggie, the character, set up in Bad Boys 2 as this lanky teenager who gets like intimidated by two grown-ass men, poking fun at him at the door, trying to make it miserable for him before he goes on a date with Martin Lawrence's daughter. Comes back in 3, and everybody in the audience is like, "Oh, that's so fun! They brought Reggie back. He got married," and he's still all quiet and shy. Then 4 comes along. We learn that he's like a Marine, and then like the movie sets up a scenario where Martin Lawrence is like, "I gotta protect my family and I'm not home." He calls Reggie, tells him there's guys coming, you gotta protect us. What are we expecting from this? Maybe they'll hide in the house or whatnot. No, Reggie single-handedly kills like 15 guys in one of the cool was it Adil and the directors, Adil and
what are their names? Bad Boys for Life. Pulling this up. Let's see.
Adil and Bilal.
That's what it is. Yeah.
They like what I love about Bad Boys Ride or Die, a movie that I'd probably like rank the least of the Bad Boys, but I still think it's super fun. What I like is that I don't know, it might be better than 3. I've been thinking about this.
It's better than 3.
It has a gator battle at the end. I mean, what am I talking about here?
Be gone, Gator.
But what I like, they're coming off of having made Batgirl, and then Warner Brothers like shelving it and providing their excuse saying it's not salvageable, which I still think is total bullshit. So what I love about Ride or Die is it feels like them being like, let's prove how good we are at, doing an action thing our own way. Where like they already had to do 3, which is like we have to follow Michael Bay's Bad Boys 2. Now they're doing 4. It's like we got to make sure our rep's still good. They direct the hell out of Ride or Die. I love it. And so this whole Reggie fight sequence, it's so like slickly shot. It's got like there's all these drone moves coming in close quarters. They're zooming in and out of like security cams going back and forth. It's so like well done. And the audience, watching that with an audience was the best because everyone's so cheering at not even Will or Martin, but Reggie coming in and being like the badass warrior that he suddenly becomes, fighting off all these guys in a small house. It's wonderful. It's a kick-ass scene. I love it.
Me snacks is your snacks, Reggie.
Yeah.
I love that the snack bit comes back, and I love that he gets to grill at the end, which makes me very happy. But I love when who the fuck is this guy? That's my boy. That's my boy. And then he salutes at the end. He's like, "Did you see that?" Oh man, if you were around, when Reggie got obliterated in Bad Boys 2, like that was so brutal. And so for now, when they're like in the beginning, Martin Lawrence is like, "Why aren't you deployed?" He's like, "I just got back from Yemen," and I kind of like that line. But then he just kills everybody, and then just me snacks is your snacks, and man, that's one of the most crowd pleasing moments of 2024.
It really is. It really just delivers.
Oh, what a great! Oh, that's a good. See, I had that in my list too, so now I have to pick that. I was definitely gonna do that. I'm gonna go with another weird one, but I'm gonna do one that made me really happy. So I'm gonna take the scene in Godzilla and Kong, A New Empire,
Which one?
when Godzilla picks up mini like so okay. So Kong's exploring, what do they call it? What's the world?
This
Wait, what do they call that? Well,
Hollow
Kong's
Earth.
Hollow Earth, yeah. Kong's in Hollow Earth and he's trailing like he found this hole, he's following it through. He finds this little baby Kong, but then he gets jumped by these three other large apes. So it's like 3-on-1. And so you're like, oh, okay, cool. Like this is gonna be a good fight. But what makes this fight incredible is Kong picks up baby Kong and just starts using him as like a weapon, for lack of like a nunchuck. Like he just starts whapping the other apes with it. And then the greatest thing is Kong throws a front kick into one of the apes, almost knocks him off a cliff. Kong saves him, but then the cheap ape tries to like stab him, but then Kong front kicks him again into oblivion. Like but I'm telling you, the visual, you're sitting here watching this $200 million movie. And Wingard's already proven that he's a brilliant with the one before this, Godzilla versus Kong. But when he starts using a tiny little ape as a weapon, I've never been happier. Like
It's great.
it was insane. And what makes it better is that the little bugger's okay. But I was like, very rarely in movies do you go, did that just happen? Did he just do that? Did he just pick up a little ape and whap other apes with it? And it's like that's in a movie. Like that's in a big movie. So I'm taking that. Yeah.
It's a good. I had that as one of my potentials for sure. It's a good one. It's the kind of thing where it's obviously funny to like watch happen. I think it's a fun way to establish a relationship between the two, since they have like this. They become like not friends, but they have like this tenuous relationship that forms because of like Kong basically forces him to take him to wherever the Skull King is. But like it's because of this fight where he's like, I'm not gonna, he doesn't kill him, but he's like he beats the hell out of all of his like superiors or whatever, and then this is like, come with me, and like even the little bugger still tries to kill him later on by like getting him into,
water.
like, the water.
Yeah.
But then Kong's like, whatever, here, have some food. Like it's good. It's weird character building for like a silent portion that's all CG crazy monsters. It's wonderful.
I love that he keeps trying to kill him too. And then he just but here's the thing. Kong murders this giant sea beast, cuts its head off, and then throws it probably half a mile to land perfectly in front of baby Kong. That's grown man stuff right there. Grown adult. That's adult stuff right there, Aaron.
When you take your your spinal column axe and leap at Godzilla and survive, you feel like you're accomplished as a fighter at that point.
Oh man, so that's my second pick. I had to do it.
Okay, cool. My third pick I'm going to take here. It's one of the more recent movies I've seen. It's one that was high on your list. It's 1% Warrior.
Oh yeah, that was my next one. You did it.
And
nice.
it's the flashlight fight. There's a lot of good fights in this. And this is Tak Sakaguchi. The whole idea of this movie, which is somewhat meta. Yeah, he has this wave fighting style that he wants to implement in features because he wants it to all feel like real. He's tired of action movies that don't like have authenticity, right? He wants to see pure cinema. He wants to see like let's do this and do it for real and film it and show that to the world. I don't need to go over the whole story, but there's a bit towards the middle of the film, I guess. There's a lot of good fights in here, but there's a bit towards the middle that I just really loved where it's like low light, dude has a flashlight and he uses his wave style to fight a variety of people while using a flashlight that's both a weapon and a way to blind his enemies at the same time. And he's doing this, in this fairly claustrophobic arena. And the whole movie, he's dressed in like heavy sweats, which I love.
Yeah,
I love that it's not like a style heavy. It's not, John Wick with fancy suits. It's a guy wearing like heavy sweats that I like. The fact that he has as much mobility as he has is impressive, but he just looks like, oh yeah, this guy's a survivor. He knows what he's doing. But it's just this sequence of like moves where you're watching. Like I can understand like some people being like exhausted by all the light shining in people's eyes or whatnot, but like I love this because I thought it was so innovative, and just seeing him using his wave style, which is really cool to watch to begin with, but also incorporating this flashlight that like it makes like a legitimate excuse for why they're not all just tackling him at once, because he's like actually fighting all of them off by using the light to keep them like unaware of their surroundings or whatnot. It creates like weird strobe effects and stuff. It's just a really cool, a really cool and like interesting way to like tackle the like one against many fight sequences. I really like that one a lot.
That's my second favorite movie of 2024. And like, so I was gonna take the first fight when he takes out 3 guys and then 4 more, and you learn that wave is real. And
Yeah.
you just like, you're like, whoa, he just wipes these dudes out. But no, it's also too. I think one of the funniest moments of any film I saw in 2024 was during that they go to this remote island to location scout, which just makes me so happy. Like this movie's about location scouting, and they come across this other film that's their location scouting, but this fight that they're choreographing is like a dance. It's like the Nutcracker, and all these stuntmen are prancing, like dancing around like a fight dance, and it just made me laugh. Really, Megan was like worried about me during this film because I kept laughing so hard at this. I was dying watching this movie. But yeah, that flashlight fight, and then when you first learn that he can wipe people out, is definitely in my list. Oh, so I'm
Good
gonna take
stuff.
one of your picks.
Okay.
Life After Fighting, the final fight.
Oh, good.
Because like Bren Foster, I was reading so a Deep Blue C3 is Bren Foster. I was reading some interviews about him and how he did soaps for years. He worked on other shows. He was on The Last Ship, and I think he just got tired of being in other people's productions. So he went and shot his own thing in Australia. And he said he was completely set free. He was uninhibited. I didn't have to navigate around another director. I didn't have to worry about the writer or the producer or the stunt coordinator. It was my own stunt team. And just like, I love that they trained it all. They figured out how far they could take it. It's in one location in this gym, and just the design and the fights. It's like 30 minutes long.
Yeah,
And
it's an extended climax for sure.
And I love that he said that his soap opera background helped him because you have to move so fast. But I also think he sells a back strike really well, and I love when people get hit in the back in movies. But it's a 30-minute final fight, and I guess we're going to talk about it. This former MMA fighter, he befriends a family, he befriends a woman, her ex-husband's shady. There's a child trafficking ring, some kids get kidnapped, he saves them, then a bunch of people come to fight him. And it's about 30 minutes of fighting. And it doesn't get old too. It doesn't, never once was like, this is too much, because just the different bosses, the different places he fought. And it was just fun.
There's a lot of variety in like the way they use the one location. It really sticks out. Well, there's a whole stairway battle that's fucking amazing. Like there's a lot of good, really cool stuff in here.
It's fun watching a guy, like, you could tell that he controlled it. You can tell that he loved it. You could tell that this was his vision. And it's really motivating to watch. Like, as someone, as a fan of film and as someone who teaches film, I feel like this is an important film to watch and talk about his background. And like, this guy worked for years. He's been in the industry for a long time, and he finally had enough, went back to Australia, filmed this giant fight scene in a single location, and it's just a really interesting, like, but you know how hard it is to make that interesting for 30 minutes? You're just fighting dudes in masks because you're probably reusing stuntmen, but that's hard to make it interesting for 30 minutes, a final fight. And he did it. Bren Foster did it. So I had to pick the final fight from Life After Fighting.
We even talk about the one thing, like there's a part that's set like in the part of the fight that's set in like the dojo area, which has mirrors everywhere. this is not a large budget movie. This is a first time director. It can't be easy to make like elaborate long fight sequences where the camera is nowhere to be found in any of the mirrors that are everywhere as these guys are fighting right in front of them. Like there's like whatever creative camera angles are being taken or measures are being made to like not reveal everything that's going on behind the camera is very impressive because it looks so clean. And again, it's not like rapidly edited. We're watching long takes of fights in front of mirrors. It looks like that's just an extra challenge Bren Foster added on to this production just to prove that he could like show off how like adept he is at constructing fight sequences in a variety of locations like this.
It's perfect you said that too, because there's some good dolly like there's some really interesting shots in this. If this was a $4 movie from a lesser director, less experience, it just wouldn't be as good looking. But yeah, there's tons of mirror. I was wondering about that. I'm like, how'd they stay out of the mirrors?
Right? Like it's either cleverly hit, but like I don't know. Like I don't have an answer to this question.
And there's a stick fight. I mean,
a lot of stick fights. Yeah,
it's got everything, and it's just thrilling watching somebody go do their own thing, and he did, and it's a thrill. It's just a wonderful fight. So you have to pick Life After Fighting.
What's the Marco Zaror movie from last year that we
Oh,
loved?
my favorite, Fist of the Condor.
It felt like Fist of the Condor meets like Sound of Freedom, the plot from that movie with child trafficking, minus the hot button issues involving the people that made Sound of Freedom, plus like David Mamet's Red Belt. Like it's
Yeah.
like it just like has all of that combined. And yeah, I was really into it for sure. It's a good one.
Oh, now I want that Ejiofor to team up with Bren Foster for a jujitsu movie.
I wish we got more Edge. Ejiofor's really good in Red Belt, and he's like shows some skill. I want to see more of Ejiofor in fight mode.
And more Tim Allen as a promoter.
Outside of four brothers, where he takes that back shot.
So listen, you get a Shakespearean level actor, a classically trained actor, and you punch him in the back, gold happens.
Let's see. What do I want to get back to here as far as fights or action sequences go, although they're mostly fights. I'm just gonna take it, Mark. Hundreds of Beavers.
Yeah.
Hundreds of Beavers, the Beaver Brawl after
Oh yeah. Oh, that's incredible.
After Gene Kayak is pronounced guilty by the Beavers for reasons, he's about to be executed and then stuffed, which is his own reveal. But he's able to escape using, I believe, Chinese finger trap methodology as far as how to get out of his constraints, and then goes into a, much like 1% Warrior, into a one versus many action sequence where, fully dressed in his beaver or his wolf costume, raccoon costume. Sorry, he takes on all of the beavers. There's lots of good fight moves here, a lot of wrestling moves taking place. Lots of like, there's at least a couple suplexes. There's a what's the bit where you take one guy and you like spin him around and knock everybody around you? I don't know all the terminology for these very advanced moves.
I don't know what the name of that is. Just the spin.
There's some spinning. There's some like throwing into wall action. There's chair hits. There's a break the neck, then grab the guy by the neck and pull off all of his skin. Keep in mind, these are people in beaver costumes. Like, it's ridiculous, but it's like Hundreds of Beavers, which we both know rules.
Number one movie of 2024
because it's fantastic. It for being a slapstick black and white silent comedy featuring a variety of other things going on, it has different phases of the kinds of movie it is. Like, it's a Warner Brothers Looney Tunes cartoon in some instances. It's like a living Rube Goldberg contraption in others. It's a Harold Lloyd, Buster Keaton silent movie. When it becomes it's a video game movie. Like, when it becomes just like this just action set piece, it's like it's in its own like new arena where it just finds all these elaborate ways for him to like fight beavers all of a sudden. And it's just it feels like a weird release because you've been seeing all these other things taking place. Now it's just like, let's let some steam out here and just have Gene Kayak go ham, just destroy a bunch of his antagonists. It's wonderful. It's a wonderful sequence.
I mean, just the amount of editing and work they had to do to get this. Like, this is like, I bet this thing was probably stitched together from an incredible amount of scenes. And I also like that Hundreds of Beavers goes kind of hard. People die in this movie. There's some pretty brutal stuff. And yeah, that fight, it's great. You're right. It basically just becomes a bar fight almost.
Yeah.
Maybe 3/4 of the way through?
It's the third act.
Yeah, third act. Yeah,
we're in the climactic area at this point. Yeah.
Just it becomes a bar fight, and just it gets brutal. And no movie made me happier than Hundreds of Beavers. What a great pick.
Absolutely.
All right, so you got that off. So I can go for weird ones now.
Yes.
Okay.
You can go for weird ones.
I'm gonna go for Kalki 2898 AD.
Oh, okay, Kalki. All right, I forgot about Kalki. I didn't even have that on my thing. I'm gonna add it to my list just to have it.
Was he Barava, a bounty hunter?
But
but there's a scene where he's kind of hunting these guys down, and there's all these kind of Alita, Judge Dredd looking bounty hunters.
This would go well with Badland Hunters as a.
Oh yeah, you're right. They're
granted it's 3 hours long, but they do fit together pretty well.
And I love it when he shows up. He's like, "Oh, 9 guys, that's too many." And like the wind. I just love this scene. Has like the best wind work. He has shoes that aren't charged, and like then he's like, "Let me go into fight mode." Then a big dance happens, and he starts moonwalking. and then he throws like marbles of doom, and there's holograms, and people are knocking each other out, and like he's ducking under punch. Like people try to swing at him, and he's so good he just ducks randomly, and people miss him. And I just love. There's a point though when he starts battling these two kind of ultra bounty hunters, and he takes this bounty hunter as a hand that's a big hand that's a blade, and he takes the hunter's blade and he grabs it and he brings it to his head and he wipes sweat off of his forehead with this bounty hunter's blade. And when he did that, I went, I've never seen that before. That's new. And it made me so happy because that I love, like, listen, like I love, like, I guess dating back to the X-Men, you had all those guys who were like half tanks and all that kind of stuff. Like I love those dudes. And then just going into like Alita and like just anybody who takes something and puts it on their arm. I guess Evil Army of Darkness too, like I like the chainsaw arm. I love like that Judge Dredd Alita type stuff. And I don't know, I just love that he takes a blade to wipe sweat off of his forehead. It's incredible. So yeah, that's one of my picks.
That's a good pick. I forgot about Kalki. That's a good pick. I like that.
It's hilarious. It's great.
It is tough because now we're at we're at 5. Oh my god. How do I narrow down the amount of things I want to talk about? I'm glad we'll talk more about this after we're done because I want to get to more of these things to spotlight. But if I want to put this on my draft, what's the best one I should go with here? Hundreds of Beavers kind of gets my weird tick out of the way, so I don't know if I want to go with that. I have a car chase, I have a gun battle, I have a brawl, or like a one against many regular brawl, then I have a weird brawl. What's the right choice here? Do I do a one-on-one? I think I'll do a one-on-one. Now, which one-on-one do I? This is me working this out in my like which is the clincher on this one.
I think there's so many good ones though.
I know. I'm gonna go with this. I'm gonna go with the Beekeeper.
Oh,
the hallway fight in the Beekeeper between Jason Statham as the Beekeeper and the one-legged man assassin who has fought and lived against a beekeeper, I guess is his like whole ordeal.
Who's from another planet.
Yeah, who's like the most entertaining character in the film. What's his name? It's Taylor James as Lazarus. He's South African. He's like one of the mercenaries that's been hired to protect evil Hunter Biden that this movie has supplied us with. David Ayer's take on Hunter Biden, but what if he was a Republican? I don't like the politics of the movie are suspect to say the least. But after Jason Statham's like invaded the president's secluded vacation home. It's like Camp David or something. Where are they? I forget where they are.
Yeah, Camp David.
Is it Camp David basically? Yeah. Like that's like basically the idea of it. He's fought all these other guys off, and now he's in the hallway with this one guy, Lazarus, who's been like so far been talking up like beekeepers, man. They're terrible, but I've got one once. I lost the leg for it, but I survived, and now it's him versus the beekeeper, and it's a fucking kick-ass fight. It's set in a like, is it a mirror hall? Is it a mirror hallway, or it's a hallway that's is it mirror on the wall, or is it just wall?
I think it is. It's just wall. It's shiny wall because I watched it for this too. Because he's a good knife wielding villain too. There's some
it's an edged weapon scene, but it's great. There's a lot like the editing of this is so slick because again, it's walled in. That's the key to this. It's a very claustrophobic fight sequence. It's one-on-one, and there's blades happening, but they're trading off shots or whatnot. There's a lot of blocks. There's a lot of like just good like fight progression in how intense it becomes and what the payoffs are and everything. The fact that the man has one leg obviously comes into play at one point as well. The whole movie has been Jason Statham easily destroying everybody. Like there's not even a question. It's like watching Donnie Yen in the first Ip Man. No one gets a hit on this guy. Like no one scores a single hit on this man even whatsoever.
The female beekeeper with a gigantic gun doesn't.
She gets taken down right away.
He throws honey at her face and it explodes into fire. That was my pick.
It's a good fight, but like that's the point where the movie's like, oh, you thought we were serious? This is a silly movie, guys. Don't worry. Like he introduces new beekeepers. As if you already didn't think the movie was silly because the beekeeper actually does beekeeping. It's like, by the way, you're supposed to have fun. Good work all around here. And yes, it does present it's the most challenge Statham has in a fight in this movie, even though he becomes very successful. It's a good long fight too. It's a good like 4 or 5 minutes, right? It's for just
you want
two
more
guys.
of this guy. Like, especially for where Statham is. He walks up into a group of FBI agents in this movie and he's like, hey, chaps. And then he just beats them up. So the fact that this guy lasts 5 minutes with him, he's an all-timer.
Yeah, it's a good fight. It has a good finale too, as far as sticking blades in places and doing things. Like it's good. It's a kick-ass fight. I love it.
Oh man, that was a really good pick.
The Beekeeper.
Oh, God. Okay, this is gonna be this. I'm gonna talk about this quick, but I'm gonna go. There's a fight in the Bricklayer. Rennie Harlan's the Bricklayer.
The Bricklayer.
So the only reason I'm picking this is because it's the Bricklayer and Aaron Eckhart looking good, by the way. Like he's looking fit.
He's aged well into this like 50s action hero era that he's going for.
He could be the new, well, maybe not Neeson's, but yeah, he looks good, and he plays a guy named Steve Vale, who's he's a bricklayer, he's an assassin. He leaves but then eventually
and he actually lays brick. That's the other thing. He also does the job that he says he does.
Yeah, he is like, it's not the Beekeeper, it's not, let's see, Demolition Man. What's the mechanic? He's not really a mechanic. Let's see, I'm the transporter. Okay, he's like he transports things. But there's a fight where, like, okay, so he's attacked by 3 guys, and prior to this, there's a flashback where Clifton Collins Jr. is like, he's a bricklayer. He uses a thing called a trowel, and so we learn that. And Aaron Eckhart gets shot. He wraps himself in duct tape. Then he hits a guy in the head with a brick. Then he chokes a guy with a tape measurer. Then he stabs a guy multiple times with a trowel. And this whole time it's raining. You got to have a rain fight in your picks. Like every year has a rain fight, but it's not just raining. Like Rennie Harlan ordered every single water machine in Greece to just dump water on them. It is torrential. It's a torrential. I wrote a tremendous amount of water. And then that leads to an elevator shot with some pretty cool wide shots that ends with, the bricklayer winning. But listen, maybe it's since Cabin in the Woods, I just love trowels being used or mentioned. But I love that this bricklayer
since Mystery Men would be
Mystery Men
for trowel use. Yes.
But he chokes a guy with a tape measure. He's a bricklayer who throws a brick at a guy's head and then uses a trowel as a weapon. It's stupid and it's funny and it's great. And I just have to pick the bricklayer.
I'm glad it got some representation. It does have some good bits and some good fights in the bricklayer. It does deliver in that area. And yeah, Eckhart does look good like in battle.
Listen, it's stupid, but
I haven't seen some of his other action efforts, but I was like, Rennie Harlan, Aaron Eckhart, yeah, I can watch that. I haven't watched the one where it's like K9 except it's serious.
Oh yeah, no. If Rennie doesn't direct it, I'm not watching it. Yeah.
And obviously Statham saw the bricklayer and he's like, "Oi, Aya, we got to do work here." And so he put on a hard hat and it's like, "What are you gonna be?" "I'm a working man." "That's the title. Let's do it." Stallone wrote the script like, "Yeah, I'll find a book. There's one. Okay, we can make this movie." This is exactly how that conversation happened. A working man coming out in March.
What, they kidnapped this kid? I gotta go get her.
I look forward to you playing this clip of us talking about this next year when we talk about action sequences and talk about one from a working man.
Yeah, how great they are.
All right. Okay, so that's 5. We got 5 each. Cool.
How many are we going to?
I don't. Whatever you want. I got more.
Okay.
I can.
Let's go. Yeah, this is
keep
great.
Going. Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, now I'm happy. Now I can mention more. I thought we were doing 5. What's another one I want to do here? Then let's do. You know what? I'm gonna pick the Fall Guy.
Ooh.
And there's a lot of things in the Fall Guy that I could choose from, but what I really like is the house fight in Aaron Taylor Johnson's house in Australia with him and Winston with Ryan Gosling and Winston Duke, where they're fighting off the bad guys coming to the house. What I love about this sequence is there are like stunts, like there's not the most elaborate stunts in the movie because it's a house as opposed to like a giant car chase or the 18 roll flip that they do or the boat chase. That's also, I was considering also. What I like or the highway chase even, that's like in all the posters. Mm-hmm. What I like about the house fight though is there's a lot of setup to it where like they know the guys are coming, and there's a lot of Ryan Gosling and Winston Duke like moving sofas around and stuff, and you're like, what do they do? Like it doesn't really make too much sense when you're thinking about it. But then when they start fighting and everything, the fights are cool for one thing. Winston Duke I like seeing in action. I like to see a bit more action. I think
he's a big dude. He's a big guy.
Yeah, I'd like to see him do more of this stuff. But there's a bit where like they go, like Gosling's fighting a guy, they go upstairs, they fight, there's a glass like banister, they break the glass, And what happens? They fall on the couch he set up like 20 minutes earlier. It's like there's just cool stuff like that in that whole like lead up to the fight. Then the fight happens. There's a lot of cool punches as they're having the action. Gosling and Winston Duke are like trading movie quotes with each other, and like shouting out the movie that they're referencing. Like it's just it's a very in joke action sequence that I just really like a lot.
That movie's just a delight.
It is. It's a fun movie. I'm glad like the VOD of it all like kicked into gear since it didn't like do amazing in theaters, but like people that see the movie seem to generally like the movie. So
it's just very rarely do people make such like an amiable film. It's just meant to entertain. It's like, hey, we made a movie so you could enjoy it. And for some reason people didn't like it. Or it didn't
the thing I've said from the start, along with being well made, and like David Leitch is someone where I'm like, I'm okay on his movies. I think this is my favorite of his directed films, not counting like the co-direction on John Wick. That's its own category. But I think the script is what Drew Pearce. I think it's a really good script as far as having a lot of clever things about Hollywood to say, while also being like an action movie that's an update of a TV series that the new age of moviegoers do not know about. So it's good stuff. I like The Fall Guy.
I mean, it's like an action movie about stunt guys, so we had to talk about it during the episode.
Yeah, for sure. It's a devoted stunt guy movie. It's great.
Okay, I'm gonna take the elevator fight in Mayhem, which it's
Mayhem is who's that? Xavier Gens?
Yeah, the guy who directed Frontiers, which is like one of the gnarliest French new wave horror, ultra violent. What do they call that French wave of horror that in the 2000s? It was the it was him, Alejandra, Margaret.
Yeah, we talked about this on our the podcast in October. The
French Extreme.
There was it's the French new wave horror stuff. Yeah, it's
but here's the thing. So the star from, I mean, it's Nassim Lies, who plays a guy named Sam. He's also in Under Paris, which is a lot of fun.
French Extremity. Sorry,
there it is. Oh man, that was insane. What was the one with the baby? Inside. Yikes.
Inside. Yeah.
But so this guy's fighting. He fights in this hallway, but then he gets in this elevator, and there's this overhead shot where he's stabbed, but then he stabs another guy, and it's an overhead shot of him stabbing a guy in the shoulder. And this guy's trying to pull this blade out of his shoulder, but then the main character gets stabbed in the leg, and a knife goes through some guy's leg. He stabs a knife through a guy's leg, and then that guy tries to swing the knife in his leg to Sam. Sam puts his hand up, the knife goes through his hand, and then there's glass shards, and he takes glass and like rubs it in the guy's face. There's a blade that goes through a forearm. Like someone does that. There's a knife in a forearm. There's a knife in a guy's forearm, and then it goes through his forearm, and then he takes that knife and he puts it into someone's chest. And I just wrote, holy moly. And then he rips the chest open of somebody. And it's like, you're sitting here watching this 5-minute elevator fight, and you're like, this is crazy. This, it's Shadow Strays. I think it may be it's a little bit more violent than something Timo Gianto would do.
That's impressive to say.
And maybe I'm just so in Shadow Strays. We'll talk about it in a little bit, but I just think that the elevator fight is like, I just like that there's a blade in someone's leg, and they're like, you know what? I need to do something with this because I'm getting beat up. I'm going to try to stab somebody with this machete that's stabbed through me. And then he stabs it into someone's hand and it goes through. And you're just, the amount of stabbing and creative ways to just have bloodletting is still sticking with me. This fight is in my memory for the long term.
I'm a big fan of someone being injured by something and then someone using the same thing to injure somebody else. Yes. That's always a cool move to me, because it's delaying like the weird like tension I have of being like, there's a thing inside you got to get it out, and I'm like feeling the pain for them. It transfers the empathy to into visceral excitement. That's what it does. It's great.
Oh, it's so bloody and nasty, and it's just by the guy who made Frontiers.
Yeah, I haven't seen Mayhem. I knew about Mayhem from Jens, and I got to check that one out.
It's good. It's just, but it all builds to that. So Mubi had a great list of the best action scenes of 2024. Really cool movies, and yeah, I think the writer felt the same way I did. It's a good movie, but when it's just when it gets to that scene, you're like, whoa. Yeah. So that's a good. It's on Hulu. But it's a good, that's it. What's your next pick?
My next pick, I'm gonna go for Challengers, the final tennis match between O'Connor Josh O'Connor and Mike
Feist.
Feist. This is where the camera goes into overdrive. We get the first person shot of the ball going back and forth across the court.
Incredible score.
We get the scores pulse, but the Atticus Ross, Trent Reznor scores pulse pounding. I think we get some of the up shots from underneath the courts, which looks always cool every time they do that, because it's like, and I've seen that, like, I was watching Kill Bill Volume 1 on 4K, because I just got that 4K, and it has a couple up shots from underneath the bride when she's fighting the crazy 88. I always love that. I love the idea. I love that because it's not just that, like, what's it like to look from underneath, but that means they had to film that. So that means they had to, like, build a glass exterior to replicate what's already being shown on, like, in the regular version of the set. So they didn't have a tennis court being like, we already got the guys up here, let's see what it looks like from below them. Like, that's such a it seems like such a lift to, like, ask your production team to do. It's like, what if we shot it from underneath? And they got to be like, Luca, what? Like, tennis, but like from underneath. All right, I guess we'll get a fiberglass tennis court. But no, it's a really, obviously it's not an action movie, but in terms of the emotions on display and what's been going on as far as the relationship between both tennis players and Zendaya's character, and the kind of what that's all building towards and everything. I like that, you're really locked into the game because of without spoiling challengers, because of various developments. Both characters are all, especially in this final, like in the final match, the final like sets they're doing and they're rallying. Both characters are kind of like completely locked into what it is to do tennis, essentially. Like they've have these transgressions between each other, a lot of shared history, there's relationship drama, what have you, and they're just locked into being like, we're gonna both play the best game of our lives right now. And it results in just one of my favorite climaxes of the year, as far as what the kind of final moment is on screen. And so as far as like an action sequence goes, I think this is great.
It's a lot. I don't think there's any other film released in 2024 that feels more alive. This movie just pulsates, and I love it. And also too, I grew up playing tennis. I played tennis for many years, and I like that the ball, like, there's no ball. It's just VFX, so it allows the actors to swing away. Because I remember watching Wimbledon and just thinking I was going to die with the tennis in that movie. I was like, this isn't it. And so the fact that they like, and also this is really random, but like tennis players have a very specific build. And I think Feist and O'Connor did a great job of like building up their legs and looking like tennis players.
Sure. Yeah.
And they just, what it feels, and I think O'Connor should get an Oscar nom. Like, he's just like, Feist is great, but
that's a fun way of saying they're ugly.
Yeah. No, his legs are jacked. Like but like there's you just, whenever, I guess when you grow up playing tennis, who plays tennis. It's a weird thing. But like they did it. And this movie is probably some of the best tennis I've ever seen outside of Royal Tenenbaums. So which is no tennis, but it's great.
It's the most suspenseful tennis I've seen since Strangers on a Train. So it's got a lot of that going for it. It's also, and I know you like this, if it's not the sweatiest movie of 2024, it's certainly on the fucking top 5 list. That's for sure. It is a sweaty movie.
Lots of sweat. I mean, that comes with the territory.
It is a dripping movie. That should be on the poster. Dripping with excitement. Aaron Neuwirth, We Live Entertainment.
Lots of wet people.
Lots of wet people.
Hilarious.
Both the movie and the audience. Aaron Neuwirth.
That's on the poster. Like, Luca is like, I love this.
I mean, there's some quote that's like one of the sexiest movies ever made. I'm like, calm down, guy. Jeez, you've been to movies before.
Just gets out like, oh my god.
I get it. Marvel movies are sexless, but let's not go overboard. Like, yeah, it's a hot movie.
I'm pretty sure the guy says that about every film, and then just hopes someone picks it up.
Yeah, Paddington in Peru, sexiest movie I've ever seen.
Hilarious.
That's my territory.
Small things like these, hilarious.
And one of the sexiest movies I've ever seen.
Those sweaters, man. All right, so I'll do one more last pick, and then we'll cover all the movies we haven't talked about.
Okay,
just kind of do like a quick round and chat. I want to give ourselves enough time so we're not just taking a deep breath and naming a bunch of cool movies. But my last pick is the opening scene from Shadow Strays, because like the first decapitation happens 5 minutes in, and it's the Timo Trianto handbook where the head doesn't just fall off; it's still connected to the tendons, and it's just hanging off the back of on the guy's back, and it's just it's like fingers are cut off. Like, oh, the final fight's insane too, but like, I love that there's so much blood, there's so much spurting blood. The second in command is awesome. He's this Japanese badass. Also, I love the artwork in it. There's this really cool skeleton.
The
entire time.
Uh-huh.
But there's a scene where there's a sword in the ground, and Nomi takes a guy's leg and pulls him open-legged, like basically his balls into the sword, which is one of the craziest things I've ever seen. There's swords and forearms. There's a lot of dudes waiting to come in and fight, but I don't care.
It's got a little bit of that, a little more than I expected for a movie like that, but it's still, it rarely, it's more of, I can acknowledge what kind of movie it is pretty quickly based on what the, surrounding enemies are choosing to do.
You can see a lot of them just waiting, but I mean, listen, you get into night vision, and then you get like a really great sword throw. This guy's trying to crawl away, and a sword just lands right in front of him.
Mm-hmm.
And you learn a lot about the Nomi, the character, because she gets knocked out, almost killed. Her mentor has to bring her back, and then her mentor wipes everybody out. So you learn, like, it's a good storytelling because you know that Nomi's a badass, but she's still a rookie. Like a legit second in charge could maybe still take care of her, and he doesn't have a leather mask on, so she doesn't have to worry about him. But it's a really good scene that also does a good job of letting us know who the characters are. And that skeleton, I want that. Like, I want that on my wall. That'd be an amazing. I love skeletons and flowers. Like, if I could have that print, I would buy it because it's incredible. But I had to pick a Timo movie because The Night Comes for Us is one of my favorite action films of the 21st century.
Sure.
And Timo. And he's doing Nobody too, which I'm very excited about.
I am excited for, like, I was already like, all right, no more Nobody, cool. But like the first director of Nobody, that's the guy that did Hardcore Henry, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
Which I'm like, and I think that guy's like, I like Nobody a lot. That's probably my favorite. I think he's only done like 3 movies or something at this point, but like that's my favorite of his movies, Nobody. But like Timo, like it's like, well, there's an upgrade. Jeez, like, let's do this. Is Timo and Christopher Lloyd and RZA gonna get together for some cool action? Like, I want to see it along with Bob, obviously. Great. Okay.
Do you want to? We'll just do a couple other cool scenes that we like from movies. Talk about that.
Like, speed around, road through some of the stuff. Yeah,
like Rebel Ridge, the cop brawl.
Rebel Ridge is hard not to talk about, but
yeah,
Rebel Ridge, it was great.
And I mean, I just like that he finally gets to knock out Emery Cohen.
yeah.
It's Officer Steve Lan, but Emery Cohen just gets obliterated in this, and I love how just Aaron Pierre is snapping arms and he's crawling under cars and he's not trying to murder people. Like and then
he's
you get the whole
disarm and disable.
Disarm and disable. And I've read about his training for this, and he said that he did a lot of weightlifting. He said he'll never ever get this big again. But one thing I really liked is he says Terry's so cool and I'm not. So when I first read the script to bring it, so also too, when he got offered this, he's like, Jeremy Saulnier, I'm doing it. Like, I think he said yes, and then he read the script and he said double yes, which makes me like him even more because Jeremy's an incredible director. Like, Green Room's one of my favorite movies. But then he said, I'm so tempted to do the looks and all this stuff. I had to employ trickery on my brain. What I mean by that is I had to imagine this was normal. So I love that this character, I do this every day. I do this in my sleep. That allowed me to sort of try to bring him to life in a way that didn't feel gimmick, didn't feel action hero, but just felt like a man who had just happened to have all these skills because of his life experience. And that nails this character because not only might he be one of the most believable action heroes of 2024, where everything he did, you're like, yeah, he could do that. Yeah, he's got that. It's fine. But I love that he had to teach himself to be like, this is normal for me. So I don't need to do looks. And it's just part of the authenticity of a Jeremy Saulnier film that I love. Like, everyone steps up their game. But really reading that made me appreciate the performance more.
A good way to look at it for sure. Yeah. The movie rules.
That's in your top 10.
Yeah, it was. It's
10.
Yeah. You're right, because I love it. It's great. It's a great performance. Like, I want to see Aaron Pierre just all the time because he's really good in it.
Mid-sized sedan.
Mid-sized sedan himself. He made it. So many good ones here. One that I feel like neither of us would ever pick, but like it's worth mentioning because it's both, like, I think one of the best and worst action scenes of the year is in Yom Sarah's Carry On, which is currently like a hit on Netflix.
Oh, the car!
It's this car fight between Daniel Deadweiler and not
Upgrade
Tom Hardy, Logan Marshall Green, where for one thing, he already comes in presenting himself as like the most obvious like mole like possible. It's like, this guy's clearly guilty, and luckily the movie does not try to hold this up very long. It just lets him be like, yeah, I'm on the bad side, and it becomes this car fight that's in like one long take where the camera's doing a constant 360 inside the car, where the work involved choreography wise is very good, but it all looks ridiculous because like everything outside of the car looks nonsensical as far as like cars are running off the road and stuff because they're in a moving vehicle. It's nonsense, but it's so like the movie kicks into a whole new gear when it happens, where it's like, I like the idea of doing something like this. It's also terrible. Like it's such a weird like riding the line kind of thing where it's like, there's no way this is one of the best action sequences, but I can't not admire the gusto of attempting to do something like this either.
You never knew it was coming because it just happens and then starts spinning, and then you're like, this is a oneer.
Yeah.
And then I was just really happy that Deadweiler, she does great work in Till and Piano Lesson, but it was fun watching her in an action scene battling Upgrade or Prometheus, if you want to call him that.
I mean, I mean, the first place I knew her from is the Heart of They Fall.
Oh, she's so good in that. Yeah,
yeah,
she's awesome in that movie.
Yeah, which rules.
Yeah, that movie rules.
As far as Netflix action movies go that rule, The Heart of They Fall. That movie rocks.
They gave Jules Samuel an incredible amount of money to make a really good Western.
It's great.
Yeah.
The Civil War White House
battle?
raid.
Oh yeah.
The White House raid, the hallways.
Oof.
It's just really excellently done, like military action type stuff where the sound is incredible. I wanted to shout that one out for sure.
And you want to give some prop, like those Secret Service guys, they hold on till the very end against all those people. And we got to give a shout to Monkey Man elevator fight.
Monkey Man's got a couple that I wanted to point out for sure.
I mean, they have a kitchen fight, a bathroom fight, and an elevator fight. But I love, the reason I did this is because they did 21 takes of it. One of the stunt guys is holding the camera, and like I love that what Dev Patel had to. There's a scene in the elevator where a knife is in a guy, but then he bites the knife, and then he bites his teeth around it, and then uses that to push the knife into a guy's throat.
Yeah,
and I remember just thinking, I've never seen that before.
That's great. It's great stuff.
So that's the one I had to pick, even though I love bathroom and kitchen fights.
I like the whole, because there's two like major action sequences, and one's at the end and one's at the beginning, where like the first is like he's trying to kill a guy, screws up, everything happens, and he has to basically do it again. The first version of that, where he's like less good at fighting, essentially. I like that, like it has the trailer shot where like he tries to jump out a window and the window doesn't break, so he just bounces off the window. He did that with like a broken arm or whatever, like the whole like it's such a rough and tumble movie where he hurt himself a lot and he had to keep filming it anyway because it's like, what else am I gonna do? But that whole bit is great where he's just like, yeah, because it's like a bathroom fight ensues. He basically screws up everything and now he has to escape the building. And so yeah, there's a lot of it's like Jackie Chan but more brutal, as far as I'm trying to avoid fighting, just leave the scenario type of fighting now. Like that's what he's into. Which is good stuff.
What about the title card drop from Kill at 45 minutes in?
Kill I had on my list, but yes, I mean I'm always for a late title drop for sure, and Kill accomplishes that for the year. Kill has a lot of fights. I think my favorite is the one he gets like super angry.
Yeah, and the henchmen are all scared.
The henchmen are all scared.
No.
I believe he murders a guy with a fire extinguisher, like bashing his like to a pulp, that kind of thing, which is pretty great. Boy Kills World,
headbutt, the helmet headbutt. No.
In Boy Kills World, that's during the final fight.
Yeah,
right? Yeah. You get like Mad Dog from the raid is involved eventually in that fight too, and there's a lot of hallways. So there's like a big old hallway where there's kind of like a team up between Alexander Skarsgård and Jessica Roth from Happy Death Day. Like they start teaming up together. There's a lot of like just good action choreography going on throughout the movie. But earlier on too, there's the whole furry fight where it's Skarsgård as well as is it Michael Jai White?
Wait, no. Wait,
no, it's not. Oh, I know it's the other guy.
I know his name. I'm getting it
from
here.
Army of the Dead.
Omari Hardwick.
Omari Hardwick, that's what it is. Omari Hardwick, and who's it's the guy from like G.I. Joe, Andrew.
Wait, is it Isaiah Mustafa?
Isaiah Mustafa, that's what it is. Jesus Christ, I'm like all over the place.
But you got Koji in there too.
It's Koji and Isaiah Mustafa. They have to like, and Skarsgård's already there. Everybody's dressed in like furry costumes, not furry, but like they're dressed in like animal costumes, and so they disguise themselves and invade the action scene also, and it becomes this like large scale fight where they're all three of them are different places at different times, and there's a lot of cool action going on. It's good stuff. I enjoy it. Like that movie is like whatever, but I had a lot of fun with it. I feel like I had more fun than a lot of people that I had with
the costume design for Jessica Roth's character is cool too. She has like the helmet, she's like a Tron character that's come out of the ground. And she has a helmet and she throws a flying headbutt. But And also too, like they don't fight, but Brett Gelman, Sharlto Copley, and Michelle Dockery are really good. Like I
They have a
like
lot of
their
good. They have a lot of
dynamics.
like dialogue fight.
Yeah,
They have a lot of spats. That's for sure.
I do love though that like I don't know, it's just cool character design, and when they start working together, I really like that. That was in my list as well because that scene rules.
Better Man, the Robbie Williams biopic, has an incredible ape brawl that takes place in the third act of the movie that I love.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
Oh my god, it's great! Like you've only seen like the trailer for Better Man, you don't know what you're getting into. But there's a climactic battle that takes place where he's basically fighting his inner demons, and so it's all a bunch of apes. And it's this. There's a very elaborate sequence that takes place that I'm like, this is better than most action I've seen. Like it's really well done.
Oh man, I need to see this. I missed the press screening, but I need to get to it because people love it.
It's very good. Like
We got
I get
stars directing. Remember Millennium when that was a big? That
yeah,
was like his one song that hit here.
that and like Rock DJ had its
Oh
moment.
yeah,
But I wasn't unfamiliar with Robbie Williams, but it's like I get why it's not the a priority for audiences to re-seek out, but it's a very good movie. So,
and can we touch on Scott Adkins real quick? So he had a
of
movie
course.
called Take Cover, where he's just hiding from snipers in a hotel room, and there's just a lot of penis jokes. So I don't really want to talk about that one too much. And then he's in One More Shot, which is the sequel to One Shot. James Nunn directed it.
Still
He's
haven't seen who directed?
James Nunn. He's the guy who
None. I was like,
did
James
Shark
Gunn
Bait
didn't direct this. All right.
and like he fights Michael Jai White. It's an empty airport, really great. But the one thing I took out of One More Shot is that Alexis Knapp has incredible posture. Like we were watching it, and my wife and I looked at each other. Like, she has great posture. Like that's the main takeaway. And then he's in Killer's Game, which is directed by J.J. Perry, who made the awesome Night Shift.
Uh-huh.
But he doesn't do too great in that. And
I think Marcus Aurora has the
are-
best.
Yeah.
He has the best fight in that in terms of like one-on-one action. He gets some stuff to do.
Yes.
It works as like a look at all the appearances of all these really great fighters in here, but they're pretty disposed of fairly quickly, each of them, which is a bit of a shame. But it's like, oh, they got them all. It's fun.
Yeah, it was his friend showed up for a weekend, and he just J.J. Perry called in all of his friends, and they helped him out. So yeah.
Get away from fights a bit. Twisters has a couple really good action sequences in it. I think the opening is
Oh
pretty
man,
hardcore, where like it murders like 4 characters. It's like it's a solid like this tornado is not it's not backing down, guys. You got to get to cover. It's good stuff. And then there's another one where like they have to hide in the pool, an empty pool. And it's also it just is in the realm of like disaster action. I think Twisters does have good sequences that depict the high intense storms. So
you know what I like about that? They found a real hotel, then they built it. They built a section on it to look like a horseshoe. So then they destroyed that portion, left the other hotel alone. And it's just a really effective scene. And there's a dude who really wants to die in that pool. But other than that, it's a good scene. And oh, wait, real quick. Do you mind if I jump into one real quick?
Yeah,
Okay.
please.
The Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare, the hostage rescue
Yes.
scene. Like,
oh my god, yes.
It's one of my favorite movies, I think, of 2024 because I keep watching it. And I just love how casually everyone walks up to it. And I love there's a scene, Henry Cavill, and probably his best performance ever. He's talking about the Nazis, like the better they are, the better they're dressed. And then you have Jack Reacher running around as this guy Lawson, he shoots arrows through people in this movie. That's how powerful he is. And when they're going into it, Henry Cavill, they're going to go kill all these Germans to rescue Alex Pettifer. And Cavill says, like, try to have fun. And so during the thing, there's like no look murder where they look the other way and start shooting people. They're sticking their tongues out. Henry Golding gets on this gigantic gun, but he just walks up to it very casually and they just obliterates all these Nazis. And then eventually there's Lawson who just stabs the hell out of somebody. And he's freeing, like, just what? I mean, we're talking. I guess he made the movie more violent than Guy Ritchie wanted. I read interviews on the boat fight. Guy Ritchie never wanted it to be that violent, but he let the guy do his thing. But I love the best bit about this is when they rescue Alex Pettifer. He's like, hey guys, like he has nipple clamps on him. He's being electrocuted and tortured. He's like, hey chaps, can you turn the battery off? So during this whole fight scene, he's sitting there really calm, but the whole time he's being electrocuted.
It reminded like the attitude of that sequence, which is great, and I'm a big fan of that movie as well because of the kind of casual nature of it. It reminded me a lot of like the first action scene in Predator, where you just have like the biggest, toughest guys around with Arnold being like, let's just do the thing that we're good at doing. Let's get it done. Let's just destroy this whole base, murder everybody, say one-liners or what have you. Like that's what I felt like Guy Ritchie was channeling. Like that first action scene before they get terrified by the monster. They're like, yeah, just do your thing. Go have fun. Try to have fun with it.
Oh man, I love that. And I like the scene where Isa Gonzalez is shooting stuff and then she pulls a grenade and everyone's like, no, I
Yeah.
don't know why, but I just love that bit so much. Okay, want to do a super lightning round?
Sure.
Okay. I'm going to do the Baby Assassin's final fight. It has the best rear naked choke escape of 2024. There's some really, and also the opening fight between these two like young dude assassins and then like these, I don't know, I guess Japanese drug dealers in a really cramped apartment is just really brutal. So I'm going to do that. I like the final fight in the Three Musketeers that came out this year because Eva Green, she's just sword fighting, which I love. And then the Gladiator 2 shark fight and the opening fight with catapults on boats and a shark fight. But I've already talked about that on Deep Blue Sea, so I didn't want to go too much into it. But those are some great scenes. What do you got?
All right. Alien Romulus, Zero G action.
Yeah.
What else here?
Jackpot has a great line where Sean William Scott is fighting in the beginning, and this lady goes lunchtime, and then Sean William Scott goes eat this, and he knocks a lady out. It's about the best the movie gets. But I just like watching Sean William Scott knock out a lunch lady and saying eat this.
You mentioned Three Musketeers, so I'll raise you Count of Monte Cristo because it's all building towards the final duel in that movie. Gladiator 2, I'll take the indoor wrestling between Paul Mescal and the other gladiator that are just forced to fight while they're all like having a nice dinner party.
And the wrestling match in Baby Girl is pretty good too.
I have that on my between Banderas and
the hotel one. Remember when she shows up and they start wrestling on the ground?
Oh, that I was thinking when Banderas tries to, because they're both like they don't fight. They're just like two dudes that are mad. Like that's what I had on my list because I think and they both get hurt and they both kind of settle down. It's like, and the other one tries to help one of the other. It's fun.
Honora has a good house fight because like noses are broken. There's a slap and a punch. That's a good fight.
Land of Bad has a lot of RPG action that I think is quite good. Let's see, Terrifier 3, Art versus Sienna, round 2. Let's see, Sonic 3. There's a big motorcycle chase between Sonic and Shadow, and then there's like they both have Chaos Emeralds and they're fighting that way also. Where it's very very Dragon Ball Z. Let's see what else I have.
There's a movie called City Hunter where there's this big fight. But then this guy lands on this inflatable mattress and it shoots him out of a house and like probably like 100 yards. And there's a good final gunfight too in City Hunter. I don't know if I would recommend it, but this guy's shooting people, like a super horny like manga guy it's from a manga, but he's like super horny in the movie. It's kind of odd. But this lady's throwing him clips while he's shooting people. It's a pretty good little scene.
Thelma is shot like an action movie, and it has a couple of like car chasey moments involving the Rascal Scooter and like her and Richard Roundtree like getting around corners right before like her like the grandson and the parents find him
when she tightens up the oxygen tank. That's pretty gangster.
VHS Beyond has a whole like Call of Duty zombies action sequence for the first
bird monsters.
Yeah, it's nuts.
Kingdom of Planet of the Apes, Noah versus Silva, and the water fight because Silva's a jerk.
I think the flood fight, where he's trying to that's good stuff. I like that one a lot. And
Dune Part 2, the opening battle with the flying Harkonnen looks great.
Dune 2 has a couple of them because Dune has the flying stuff is cool. Obviously the one-on-one between Floyd Ratha and Paul Peter to pay Paul Atreides, and then that whole ambush sequence where they're in the sand and they come out and the helicopter things are after them and they're like hiding behind the legs of the giant thing for cover, and then they blast them with the rocket launch. That's all great. I love the process of that scene where there's they have to get the shields down. How we get the shields down, they Paul has to distract them. Zendaya comes out with a rocket launcher. It's great.
Venom: The Last Dance, the water chase, but primarily
that's fun. I like that.
But I like when the monster eats dudes and then it just eviscerates them in a liquid. Like that's really violent for a PG-13 movie.
It is. I was thinking that very much as I was like, well, that got brutal real quick. Lord of the Rings, The War of the Rohirrim is whatever as a movie, but it has a whole sequence of Brian Cox's hammer hand, has a bare knuckle brawl fight versus all these knights with swords. That's pretty great. Knights, whatever, humans. Where he's like in the snow, locked. He can't get into his his fortress, so he's just stuck outside with just his mitts, and he has these giant hands like Marv in Sin City, and he just like punches everybody while they're coming at him with swords. It's like it's cool. It's a cool sequence. What's the Love Lies Bleeding?
Oh
Kristen
yeah.
Stewart versus like this cop in her apartment, and it's like a small gun battle, but I think it's well edited.
Nicholas Hoult has a good little gunfight in The Order. That's
Yeah, I had that on my list. The Order.
He's a good villain. He's a really good villain. And then when at the end, like I bought into him in that movie. So yeah, that's a violent scene.
When the bombs go off in Under Paris,
Oh yeah.
All hell breaks loose. And I mean, Roadhouse is whatever, but I mean, Doug Liman is trying something in that movie. I'm not like here. I'm here or there on like how jittery some of the editing is, but he was aiming for something by having it be very kinetic in his own way. So like, I was into some of the fights in Roadhouse between Dalton and Knox.
Conor McGregor's lost his mind in that movie. I think he just knew he couldn't get a real performance, so he's like, just be insane and just be you, and it's crazy. I love that. Nathalie Emmanuel has a good church fight scene when they're riding around
the killer. The church shootout at the end it's no John Woo original killer, but it's still a John Woo action scene at a church, therefore good.
I like her getting a lead in a movie too. I like Nathalie Emmanuel. Like I want her to succeed. So it was cool watching that.
Have you seen Azrael yet?
Yeah. Oh man. Oh, I forgot the final fight. Maybe.
Yeah. When she what's her name? Samara Weaving is like invading
Sam.
the compound.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good stuff going on there. It's very like watching a Last of Us action scene in a movie. Like that's what's going on. And honestly, Beverly Hills Cop, Axel F. There's a shootout on Wilshire Boulevard that's pretty cool. Like it's a pretty solid like gunfight taking place, and like Joseph Gordon-Levitt comes in the last minute, gets a headshot. It's good stuff.
I enjoy that movie a lot. I give that this is bad, but Rebel Moon Part 2. I do like watching Jaimin Hunsu just rip people up in slow motion. I'll give it that.
It's impressive that movie has so much action, and I hate that movie. but yes, if you're giving Jaimon a chance to shine, I'm not going to be against that. That's some good bits.
It's funny you say that because there's been some movies that I haven't enjoyed, but I kind of think, wait, this movie has giant monsters, giant robots. Like I should love every second of this, but for some reason I don't. But I think Rebel Moon's a lot different. It's its own kind of bad.
Yeah. But yeah, there's movies that have action that I have not mentioned because I don't think it's very good. Like I get that for sure.
Well, I think what else you got before we get out of here?
I mean, I'm just like rambling at this point. I can read other things. Like A Quiet Place Day One has some cool stuff going on when they're running away from the monsters.
Oh man. Oh yeah. And the Land of Saints and Sinners has a good final battle too.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Kerry Condon's on fire in that, and Jack Gleason. Like Jack Gleason's on fire in that movie. I love him in that film.
Horizon Horizon Part 1. There's a whole Native American raiding the settlements where it's like a lot of firebombing, a lot of stuff that's like it's pretty intense. Like it's a pretty like strong action sequence for what's going on there. Is there anything else that like need to mention? I don't know.
I think we did it.
We covered a lot. I know there's a lot of like martial arts movies and like other like well-go entertainment stuff that I just haven't like seen yet. Because I know like what's it, 100 Yards? I know that has I know that one like has a lot of fans for sure.
We need to get to that.
Didn't get a chance to.
Argyle's not great, but I like watching Sam Rockwell hurt people.
Yeah, for Matthew Vaughn, who can do action, being a PG-13 movie, I think limited him a bit in like how it's doing stuff.
Yeah,
I think the ice skating thing that's a fun like joke, but it does go on for a while. It's like I get it. Like,
oh yeah,
the ice skating on the oil, all that.
There's a lot of slow motion, I feel like, and then it ramps it up.
Yeah, a lot of that going on.
You're going to three favorite of the year, 3 favorite action films of the year.
Action films?
Yeah, then 3 favorite action films of 2024.
I mean, Furiosa, for sure. Where's my action list?
I'm definitely adding 1% Warrior, and then I'm gonna do Twilight of the Warriors, Walled In. Oh no, then probably Roundup Punishment, because we talked about that. There's a great knife fight in there, but we talked about him in the beginning, so I'm gonna go those 3.
I mean, I'd say Furiosa, Rebel Ridge. It's tough, like because Roundup would probably be my pick too. But you've chosen. I don't want to like both of us have Roundup, but like because it's really good. Like, it's in my top 50 of the year. Like, I love Roundup. Like, it's such a good God, Twilight of the War. You got good ones, man. Like, I don't like I like do by default I could throw in like hundreds of beer, but it's like I wouldn't call that necessarily like an action movie. It just has action in it. Like Monkey Man, I like a lot too. Like in terms of, like, I don't know. I thought maybe I'll just throw in the Beekeeper just to say it because like
yeah.
that is like that's a pure like we're not doing anything. No, never mind. Life After Fighting. I'm putting Life After Fighting. That's my choice. Life After Furiosa, Life After Fighting, and what was the other one I said?
Furiosa, Life After Fighting, and another Rebel Ridge.
Rebel Ridge. Yeah,
Those are all good picks.
That covers a lot of ground. I'm good with that.
Yeah, we're good here. All right, well, Aaron, where can people find you before I get you out of here?
Okay, I am the editor-in-chief at We Live Entertainment. All my movie reviews can be found there. I write Blu-ray and Criterion reviews over at whysoblu.com. Everything I do ends up on my Substack page, dakotazeek.substack.com. I co-host a podcast, Out Now with Aaron and Abe, with my friend Abe. We talk about movie releases and do commentaries and all that fun stuff. We just released an epic top 10 of 2024 episode that you actually contributed to as well. Yeah, that's everywhere you can find podcasts. And I'm on all the socials at Aaron's PS4.
Awesome. Well, thank you for joining me, man.
Thank you for having me. This was fun.
Yeah, we did it, and we had enough time this time, so that was good.
Yeah.
All right, so for me, Mark Hoffmeyer, for Aaron Neuwirth, this is Movies, Films, and Flicks. We'll see you next week.